Hello, my name is Alex Rosena, and I will be talking about the Treaty of Versailles. The Treaty of Versailles created two things. It created, of course, the treaty, which stopped the fighting of World War One. It also created a group of nations called the League of Nations. The League of Nations was set up so that no more global conflicts would start. It was like a younger and less impactful version of the UN that we currently have now. Also in the Treaty of Versailles were the 14 points, which is like the 14 big things or the main subjects of the Treaty of Versailles. This was something the U.S. pushed for heavily so that there was 14 main things that you cannot do or you are breaking the treaty and the rest of the people will retaliate. Why was the Treaty of Versailles needed? Because World War One was happening. World War One was the first Great War. It was started in July 28th, 1914, and ended 4 years later in November 11th, 1918. Over 16 million people died, and it was fought between two sides, the Axis and Allies. I can see there are what countries are on each side. The treaty, talks for the treaty and the signing of the treaty was done in France in a beautiful uh, building called the Hall of Mirrors. Why did the U.S. want the Treaty of Versailles? Well, first reason was global stability and peace. They wanted to stop this violent war that killed millions of people, a lot of U.S. citizens, but millions of non-Americans, but just humans. They also wanted to bring back global trade and communication so they could export and import things that wasn't just supplies for war, like tanks, bullets, guns, and anything else, and rations. They also wanted international influence. Them setting up the Treaty of Versailles would give them a bigger impact on global politics. This bigger impact would also make them a global superpower, allowing them to control things not just inside the U.S., but throughout the entire world. More benefits was, once again, peace. Everyone likes peace. It brings prosperity. They also have the moral leadership of saying, hey, we were one of the people that helped lead this treaty. You should listen to us. Once again, with peace also comes economic stability, allowing people to not focus on war, but focus on making money for them and the country, allowing them to create new goods, opportunities, and technologies. One cost of setting up this treaty was entanglement through alliances. There's so many different alliances between all the nations, and that can get complicated, as well as a lot of people have different opinions on things, and being aligned with someone that you don't fully agree with can sometimes be problematic. As well as, at least inside America, there was political opposition and political division between sides. Some people wanted more isolation, and they wanted to build America up. They didn't care about the people outside of America. They wanted their economics to be focused solely on America and not through trade, exports, and imports with others. Some unintended consequences of setting this up is other countries could not follow, or may not follow the treaty, and doing that would bring about war that the U.S. aren't really wanting to get into. The first war was enough death; they don't need more. Because they have treaties, if someone were to attack the people that they are allied with, the U.S. may have to retaliate and then join into another senseless, violent war. In conclusion, the U.S. needs to end this war, stop the U.S. or the senseless killing of innocent people. It also will help them become a superpower and grow economically through trade, prosperity, and peace. It's also just better for all to not have senseless violence. It allows all nations to prosper and grow the world economics. Thank you for watching. Here's my bibliography.